In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a marketing plan to more predictably grow your business and generate more leads and sales. We're also going to be doing this without creating a 62-page boring document that nobody is ever going to come back to. Instead, we're going to be focusing on the 6 fundamental elements that are actually going to help your business grow. Let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do when creating a marketing plan is to create some form of foundation for everything else to stack upon. Those foundations are going to come down to creating your vision, your mission, and your goals for the business, and even your values as well. What is it that you are offering the market? What are you looking to accomplish? How many customers are you looking to generate? How many lives are you looking to impact? Writing these down into clear and specific goals is going to help you have a direction and a vision to work toward. It sounds so simple, but so few people do it, and without having this clear direction, your marketing is going to feel scattered and you're not going to have a clear goal to work towards. The next thing we want to do is to create a clearly defined customer journey. This will allow you to break down the individual steps that somebody goes through before buying your product and service and eventually becoming a raving fan of your business. The problem that most businesses have is in their marketing, they're trying to propose marriage on the first date.
I want to marry you.
Oh.
By creating a customer journey, you're able to think about the steps that go in before you even ask your customers to buy anything. You also want to think here about how you can potentially segment whatever you're offering the market. So instead of just having a scattergun approach and trying to go out there and promote and sell whatever you offer in your business, think about how you can do this in a progressive way. The software company ClickFunnels is a great example of this and become one of the fastest selling funnel builder tools out there on the market. Because instead of diving straight into try and sell or promote their software, what they actually do is lead with education. So they put lots of their paid ad budget and their advertising towards educating their audience. They then have small incremental offers for things like guides, video trainings, training courses, which then eventually teach people the skills and show them why ClickFunnels, the software itself, is going to be able to help them achieve these goals they have. So instead of just diving straight in with the offer up front, they take the time to build the relationship and make small offers to their audience before eventually leading into the core offer. So think about how this could potentially look for your business and for your buyer journey. Once you've done this, we then want to come back to our goals and start mapping individual goals to the individual stages of the customer journey. So for example, at the awareness stage, we may want to be tracking things like our website traffic, our social media impressions. For the next stage, for engagement, where we're actually engaging and building that relationship with our audience, we're going to want to look at things like average time on page. So how long has somebody been spending consuming our content? Are we able to keep people on that page? Because that's going to be a good indicator as to whether or not what we're publishing, the content we're putting out there, is actually interesting for people. Another thing we could be measuring at this stage is things like social media shares, because again, it's going to show how engaged and how much our content is actually resonating with our audience. So by creating this clearly defined customer journey, we are also able to start tracking the individual stages and identifying where there are potential bottlenecks that are stopping us from hitting the goals that we have. Now, the third element we need to look at is who is our target market. This really is going to come down to creating a clearly defined buyer persona for your business so that you're not taking a scattergun approach like most businesses do. There's an old saying in marketing, which is that if you're trying to speak to everyone, you're actually speaking to no one, because you're just going to get drowned out by all of the other noise out there. Whereas if you can create a very specific buyer persona and have messaging that really hits every time, you are going to cut through the noise. I've heard this referred to as like radio waves, like when you're tuning a radio and you've got these high bouncing frequencies because it's not really tuned in, it's not dialed in, it's not really resonating with anyone. But when you can start tuning and refining your message to speak to a particular audience, that frequency gets more dialed in, and the signal that you're getting back gets clearer and clearer and clearer, so you're getting heard by more and more people. I'm going to link to another video that I did somewhere in the video up here. I'll also link to it in the description below, that walks you through step by step how to create a buyer persona for your business, so be sure to come back to that after this video. The next thing that we need to work on, and this is so often underestimated when it comes to creating a marketing plan, but that's your offer and your positioning. Because here's the thing, when you look at some of the fastest growing companies out there today, they're actually not really offering anything unique or that nobody else has done before, but what they do is they present it and they package it in a unique way. So the way you position and package your product in the market can really be the difference between a business that doesn't move and a business that skyrockets in growth. This is going to affect all areas of your business, from the message in your marketing to how you actually position and present the call to actions on your website. I actually saw a great example of this by a payroll company recently, where most companies in their industry are just asking people to book a demo. These guys actually had a call to action which said, watch us run your entire payroll in just 2 minutes. So even though there's probably lots of other payroll software companies that allow you to do that, these guys actually spoke into that in a unique way. So they have uniquely positioned themselves in the market and grabbed the attention of their target audience. The best way to do this is to really just focus on the transformation that you are offering the market. The important thing to remember here is that nobody buys products or services. It doesn't matter what you are selling. If I'm buying an iPhone, I'm not really just buying a phone for the sake of it. I'm buying it for, maybe it's the social status that it gives me, having that Apple logo. Maybe it's the feeling I get from it. Maybe it's the convenience I get, the hours I'm going to save. You'll see a great example of this in action in Apple's Shop with iPhone campaigns, where instead of doing what most manufacturers do and showcasing all the features of their phone and the megapixels of the camera, they simply show the end outcome, the product that you get when taking pictures. Because again, it's not the features that people are buying, it's the outcome they're going to get from using it. Now, once you've got those 4 elements worked out, the next thing we need to do is to figure out how are we actually now going to reach our audience? What are the mediums or the media that we're going to be using to actually get this message out there to the market? And really this comes down to your resources. What do you have more of, time or money? If you're in the early stages, you don't really have much of a marketing budget right now, but you do have time, then you're going to want to think about some organic marketing strategy. So using organic social media, or setting up strategic partnerships, utilizing affiliate marketing, or maybe blogging and generating organic traffic from search engines. However, if you have more money than time, then you'll want to focus on how you can invest that money into the right platforms that are actually going to help you reach your target customer. Once you've identified the platforms that your customers are most hanging out on online, you then want to consider the targeting capabilities of those individual platforms. For example, Facebook works very much on interest-based targeting. With platforms like LinkedIn, you can actually target people based on their specific job roles and job titles, whereas on platforms like Google, the benefit you have is that you're actually able to show ads to people who are searching for a specific thing. So for example, if you're selling something that nobody even knows about yet, Google probably isn't going to be a great place to start. But then you want to think about who is the buyer. If you're selling B2B and you're selling to a very specific individual within an organization, maybe LinkedIn could be a great place to start because you're able to target those specific job titles. However, if you're targeting something that's more interest driven, again, Facebook could be a great place to start. Now finally, now that we know the platforms we're going to be utilizing to reach our audience, we're going to go back to our customer journey and figure out how we get the relevant message to the relevant stage of the buyer journey. Some of the questions you'll want to ask yourself here are, what might my customers be searching for before they even know they need my product or service? To give you an example, we attract thousands of visitors each and every month to the blogs on the Elevate Digital website. We do this by creating content that we know our customers would be searching for before they even think about needing to work with a digital marketing agency. We then offer relevant guides and checklists people can download to help them with those issues that they have. They then go into both email marketing campaigns and also retargeting ads, where we work to build that relationship with them over time, continue to deliver them value, and stay front of mind to the point where they are ready to buy from us. This is an example of segmenting segmenting your content to fit into the individual objectives and help to progress that buyer journey over time to the point where somebody's ready to buy. One of the best ways of doing this is literally just to open up a Excel spreadsheet, map down the individual stages of the buyer journey or of the marketing funnel, and write down the kind of things that somebody might be searching for or looking for at each of those stages, and then write a list of the kind of content that you could potentially create for each of those stages. Again, you'll also want to make sure that you're setting clear goals and KPIs for each of these individual stages of the funnel and of the buyer journey. So there you have it, guys. You now have these 6 core components to creating a powerful marketing plan for your business. And in the next video, I'm going to be breaking down a number of powerful and proven marketing strategies that you can start implementing and putting into action with your marketing plan. So be sure to stick around for the next video, and I'll see you there.